Okay, before you start. Oh, you already started? Okay, never mind.
And here we are. And we're not going to talk about what was just said. And
I have the biggest grin on my
everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
I am putting that in the quote stage. You can't escape it.
What just happened?
Oh my gosh.
The question Qestir asked just blew me into the water.
I did, of all things for you to say, that's not what I was expecting you to say. Okay, so anyway.
I'm crying. Thank
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pod.
Aww.
As you can tell, Qestir's first episode, and she's already wreaking havoc. Today we have, the amazing Qestir, the subpar Faye, and there are children for today because we're going to talk about childhood media. I put childhood rage in the title because I feel like some of us have very strong opinions about certain things that we watched in our childhood. I'm looking at you, Sarah, Danny Phantom.
I love Danny Phantom.
I didn't get into Danny Phantom, I think, until my late childhood, okay?
That's still
Same.
childhood. Listen, everyone has to have a sexual awakening as a child.
Danny Phantom was not my sexual awakening. How
I
dare
don't
you?
think it was mine either.
Who was your sexual awakening as a child?
Huh.
Well, Hannah Montana was definitely my trans awakening in its own way. Honestly, probably Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Wow. I don't want to think about that movie.
I love that movie. That was the best movie.
I was thinking about mine this whole time, and I just realized who it was.
Who?
It was Android 17 from Dragon Ball Z when I was like in 5th grade.
Really?
You would.
Yep. I was like, damn, I really like Pretty Boy.
Okay.
And then Shishomaru followed right after when I watched Inuyasha.
Actually, I guess technically, Nami and Robin from One Piece, too, were also sexual awakenings.
Oh, you know what? Girl-wise, it was either Esmeralda from The Hunchback of Notre Dame or Jessica Rabbit one. But I think I watched
Jessica Rabbit's was everyone's.
Yeah, she really was.
That's
what do you mean
happens.
questionable on the Hannah Montana?
I mean, you get the limo out front. Ooh, wow.
Ooh, wow, ooh, wow.
Ooh, woo, woo.
Something. I don't remember the lyrics.
I'm trying to remember what mine would be. Are we talking about cartoon? What am I saying? Everything would have been cartoon. I didn't really care about real people.
Yeah, always. Yeah, I didn't care about real people. Gross.
Well, okay. Animation-wise, for like Western cartoons and then anime, I had two different ones. I can think of the anime one. I specifically, don't ask me why, but I specifically liked Kaoru from High School Host Club. Not Hikaru.
Absolutely.
Hikaru was the brat, right? And
I loved it. And meanwhile, I loved Hikaru.
Because I remember
I like the one with the glasses.
They had this whole scene. It was basically a whole episode. They had this whole episode where they were off like in a vacation club somewhere or something.
Mm-hmm.
And was it Haruhi? She was basically going off on her own, doing stuff in this like place that they're not normally, and the twins were following her around, being annoying as fuck. And at one point, I want to say it was Kaoru, but it could have been Hikaru. I don't remember. But she runs into a church because she fights with one of them, and it starts raining and thundering, and she's notoriously scared of thunder and lightning. And so she's cowering in this church. And it's only one of them. It's not both of them. Only one of them goes into the church and like just comforts her and sits with her. And I was like, oh my gosh, why can't that be me?
It's Hikaru. It's Hikaru.
Yeah, Hikaru is the one that did that.
I don't believe it for a second.
No,
Hikaru was the one in love with her. And then Karu was the one like, God, you're an idiot. Why can't you realize that you're in love with her?
Didn't it say also that Karu also had a crush on her, but he like backed up after he saw his brother?
Wasn't that every single
it was supposed to be a reverse harem.
Yeah,
it's a reverse harem. That's
Haruhi, another trans awakening.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was like, oh shit.
That was
just amazing.
That was literally the epitome of like androgyny in anime.
She's non-binary, right?
Exactly.
Like that's what she would be categorized as, because she didn't care if she was dressed as a girl or a guy.
I think agender's probably better.
That's true.
But I think, I mean, I remember I liked Sai from Naruto. Even though
I never got far enough into Naruto to
that's
know who that
okay.
is.
Is that the painter one?
Yeah, the really pale one.
Yeah, fair.
But then when it comes to like cartoon stuff, I think I liked Jake Long from American Dragon.
Wow, did not expect that. Okay,
I can see that
because he was like the epitome of like skater bro.
Your old art really reflects that, actually.
Yeah, I can see that.
I never drew dragons, thank you very much.
No, but the style reflects it a lot.
Wow. I don't know whether or not that's a good or a bad thing.
What about you, Qestir?
I can't think of any.
None?
No childhood cartoon crush.
No, I think the only one I can think of is Hoya from Celestial. Shoot, what's that?
Oh, god dang your Celestial, damn it, manga.
What's that manga called? I can't remember. Celestial Legend? No. Series Celestial something.
Yeah, the fucked up series.
Yeah. That's the only one and then my biggest impression is your attraction to Sesshomaru, because that was like our entire youth.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Your entire youth was Faye's attraction to someone?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's nice to know, I guess.
It's terrible. Like, Sesshomaru took over quite a bit of like my taste in anime boys, because right after Sesshomaru, Yoko Kurama was the next one. What is he? Long silver hair, gold eyes, super tall, demon. I was like, damn, I have a type. There it is.
Yeah.
You do.
You do.
Nah.
Anyways. I'm surprised you didn't mention like Shiga from Kim Possible or something.
Which one of us?
Oh yeah, Faye, for sure.
She was hot, like, but it wasn't like a crush or anything.
Wow.
I wanted to be her more than I wanted to be with her.
Exactly, I wanted to be her.
You wanted to be killed by her.
That
I
too.
also did want to see Kim and Shigo kiss, but that's entirely separate.
I also shipped them a little bit. I understand that.
Which is kind of sounding like you said shit them, but we're not gonna go there. Anyways. Oh my gosh, wait. I have a question. Do you guys remember? Probably not. Because this was exclusively a me and my sister thing when we were younger. We used to watch this show. It was like on, I don't even remember the network it was on. It was like, it wasn't Disney XD, but it was something similar in that vein, where they played a Sonic TV show.
Sonic X? It was 4 kids.
It was 4 kids, that's what it was.
It's definitely 4 kids.
You want me to go on a rant? I will go on a rant about 4 kids.
What else was there even on 4Kids? That was the only thing that me and my sister would watch on 4Kids.
What
was it? Just Sonic X? Because wasn't there? Oh no, that was really, really old.
Sonic Underground? Sonic
No.
Adventure. Sonic Underground was also just mwah. But my dad's, I don't know what it was, because obviously I was very young, but when we were at the apartment, which was a little bit after my parents got divorced when I was younger, my
Trauma.
dad would put on 4Kids because that's what our cable got. And so every Saturday morning, it was like literally just Saturday morning cartoons. I would wake up, I would eat breakfast and or lunch, depending on when I woke up, and watched whatever was on 4Kids. And my dad knew what I liked. So what he did is he had a bunch of VHS tapes, and he would record what I liked on the VHS tapes. And then he would play it the next morning. And it took me years to realize that I was watching the same thing I literally watched the day before.
Wow.
I
It
think
took
that
me
speaks more
years.
to you.
No, but I also had no issue with it. But I watched like Faye is saying, Winx Club, Kirby.
Yeah, I loved Kirby right back at you. I thought it was
love
so
that.
cute.
Sonic X, again,
Yes.
also adored that. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. There was
Shaman
another
King was
show.
on it.
I never watched that one. There was Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. There was this show that I can't remember the name of, but it was a bunch of like these little animals.
Do you
But
remember
what
Fighting Foodons? That was such a weird show.
vaguely? Well, one of the main things, a core memory for me specifically, is I was watching one day and One Piece had a dub in 4Kids before it got an actual dub by Toei.
Mm-hmm.
So 4Kids dubbed it, and it's notoriously bad. But I remember seeing an ad for it, like a little commercial for it, and I remember for some ungodly reason, my first thing I did when I saw Luffy on the screen was, he looks Mexican.
Wait.
Wow.
Oh, no why. I have no fucking clue why. But that's just what I remember. And the thing is, I completely forgot about this entire like this sequence of events until I started watching One Piece for real. And then
And then you said it again.
No, I was watching, I was like, this seems familiar. And then I remembered, that's why.
Wow.
I
mean,
love 4Kids. Wasn't the Pokemon anime was also 4Kids?
I don't think,
For a little
I
bit.
thought Pokemon was only on like Cartoon Network. I don't remember it ever being on 4Kids.
4Kids.
Kids WB, Shani. It was Shaolin Showdown was on Kids WB.
Oh my gosh, and also this made me think of a different,
It did dub the Pokemon anime.
which one
The
was it?
first 8
Was
seasons.
it Alien first?
I absolutely loved Shaolin Showdown, by the way. Just as a note.
The Omniverse? There's the, okay, I keep forgetting which one it was. Which one was it? I need to look at all of the different specific things.
While you look at that, I think my Saturday morning was always filled with Kids WB. Because it was, usually I was at my grandmother's house and she didn't get she didn't get Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney Channel. I only had the WB and 4Kids, which I think was on PBS. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was on the PBS channel, right? Something like that. But the Kids WB had the much better shows. It had Batman the Animated Series. It had Batman Beyond. It had Animaniacs. What else did it have? Jackie Chan Adventure, Shaolin Showdown, Freakazoid, Tiny Toons,
Johnny
They're all
Test,
great.
apparently.
Johnny Test. X-Men Evolution was on there for a while. A lot of these shows got picked up by Cartoon Network later on, but a lot of them, I think, either were shared between the two or premiered first on the WB and then moved over to Cartoon Network.
The WB, Kids WB was also affiliated with 4Kids.
Yes, they were. But they didn't have any of like their crappy shows because like I remember anytime that I went between the two, I was like, yeah, no, I want to be on the WB. I don't know what 4Kids was doing. I do remember a few shows from Four Kids though, because Mew Mew was on there, Winx Club, and I think those were the only two that I like actively just wanted to see.
I will say, regarding Winx Club is weird.
Yes, it is 100%. I don't know what the fuck they're on.
It's so weird, and it's because partially the story just doesn't make sense, but also the production of it is so weird. Like, I remember the original Four Kids dub that I watched for like the first however many seasons, when it was fairly cohesive. I cannot find that version ever again for some reason.
Yeah.
But then I remember I was in a hotel room. I have no clue where I was when this was, but somehow we found Winx Club. I think we were flipping through channels and we found Winx Club, but it was so far in the future at this point. It was completely different, but it was still the same characters, but they were like, they had so many different versions of their fairy transformation that I don't know, like they had Enchantix, they had all this stuff, and it was like
each season they had a new like fairy form.
Yeah.
And they got like, more and more nude as time went on.
It's true. And like the voice actors kept changing, the animation style kept changing. It's like I'm actually following someone on Instagram now who is like also fed up with that, and it's like, I'm gonna redo the entire show in my own style, and so it's cohesive. And I'm like, okay, I'm here for it.
Winx Club was French, right? Like it came from a French studio?
Oh,
or was it Italian?
Let me look.
Italian. I brought this Italian. Okay, I knew it was one of them. I bring this up because I thought of another show that had a very weird art style but an amazing story. Code Lyoko.
Oh, not that one.
Yes, that one.
I hated that art style so badly.
I vaguely remember this.
I hated art style, but the story was so good and the characters were so good.
What is this with this one girl's forehead?
Exactly. That's not just the girl's forehead. It's everyone's forehead.
It's all of them. The only one that had like a semi-normal, but she still had a big head, was the main girl.
The pink girl?
No, not the pink girl. She had a big forehead. The one with the bob cut. Crap, I can't remember her name.
It was that one, and it was Codename Kids Next Door that I hated their art style. Religiously.
Weird art style, but it was nice.
Why did you hate Codename Kids Next Door's art style?
Because it looks so not right. Like, it's somehow off, and I can't even understand how, but it's just not correct, and it makes me upset.
Fair enough. I rewatched all of Code Lyoko a couple of years ago, and I made fun of their 8 heads there like all the time, but the story is so good. I was like, damn. If they would just remake the art style a little bit, this would look so dope. Yeah.
Okay, so what I was gonna say earlier, because I had just thought about it, I was thinking about, again, childhood sexual awakenings. And I remember specifically in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. No, I did not like Ben 10. I did not like Ben 10. I liked Kevin because I thought he was so edgy and annoying, but I was like, he wants me. And like I remember he was my favorite character, and I was like, they're just painting him out to be the bad guy here.
No, in Ultimate Alien, he was already part of the team, wasn't he?
He was, but he was always the one that everyone was pissed off at because he was not very easy to work with.
Yeah.
He was initially a villain in the original Ben 10, so.
I also remember I thought his power was like really cool. Like how he could absorb the elements and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
That reminds me, so my brother and I, we would watch the Cartoon Network cartoons. That was a Cartoon Network show. We watched the Cartoon Network show, and he was a big Star Wars fan. So he watched the Star Wars things.
Into Star Wars era.
I'm barely in a Star Wars era.
It's there. I know
I like
this fanfic.
Mandalorian. That's it. But so my brother likes Star Wars. I didn't like Star Wars, so I didn't watch that with him. But he liked Ben 10, and I was okay with Ben 10. I watched it with him. I wasn't a big fan, but the thing I really liked is Generator Rex.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's to this day, I rewatch it like every 2 years or so because it's so good. I love it so much. The story is genuinely really good. The characters are so much fun. It's just,
The funny part is, I don't even remember ever seeing it, but I remember the amount of commercials that would flood on Cartoon Network.
I've never seen it. I think it was
like,
past my time.
It may have been, but it feels like such an underground show almost, simply because I cannot find people who like it. Like, I'm in a lot of fandom spaces. By all means, I should have come across several Generator Rex fans by now, but I may have come across one or two.
What I'm hearing is you want to force Faye to watch it with you?
Oh dear.
I think you would really like it.
I don't know about that.
You
I'm
like
not a...
animated characters?
It has a Hispanic main character.
Well, that's
Wow,
you
the
like
fact
your
that that's your
kind.
selling point to her.
I don't know. I mean,
You know,
I know
who's
it's
been
a
very
selling point
silent?
for some people.
Who's been very silent. Qestir, any shows that you would like to talk about?
But we don't have any shows that we would know in common.
So
So it doesn't matter. You didn't know any of the shows we're talking about. I'm researching Generator X as we're talking. What are some of your childhood?
I watched That So Raven a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
just yeah.
Yeah. How about outside of our what? Because I know you didn't watch almost any of our Western media.
Tell us about yours, your unique ones to you.
Unique one. So there's this one that teaches a lot of. My mom would make me watch the show, but I can't remember the English title. Let me look for it real quick.
You can tell us the
Old
non-English
Master
title.
Q. It's called Old Master Q, and it basically teaches you a lot of like Chinese idioms, and then it tells a lot of really funny, or teaches them in a really funny way, and it's really dorky. Like, I loved that show growing up. And then there's also Doraemon that I really loved growing up. And then I just watched a lot of like adult
Oh,
TV
I've seen
dramas.
Doraemon at least, so I know
Yes.
what that is.
Why
I
is
can't
it,
tell you anything about it, but
why is
I mean, I
the
know you
first
used to
thing
watch
I
a lot
look up for Old Master Q, it says dying for money? What
What?
is going on here?
What? That's not what I saw.
It's apparently he has comics.
He has what?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
it's
comics.
based off a comic, right? Or so what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's based off of a
It
comic.
I'm
Kester
looking
never
for the
knew.
dying for money.
I'll
Oh,
just-
it's probably teaching one of the idioms.
Probably.
Oh.
goes right
okay,
over
I
my
see.
head.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand.
I don't know. I mean, there's no words here. It just looks like that he got hit by a car. The woman hugged him. She gave him some money. He's thinking about getting $500 for getting hit by a car. He goes to run to get hit by a car, and then it shows him in a coffin. So...
Well, damn.
So
yeah.
I think the story is he got hit by a car and the woman paid him. So he's like, oh, I could get more money. But then instead of getting more money, he died.
You know, Kester, I did in
Lesson
fact
learned.
get that.
Don't be greedy.
Yes, lesson learned.
You
Count your
know,
blessings, I think it's more. It's like, you didn't die.
it's
you
comic
got-
number 2518.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was really long. I'm pretty sure if the author is still alive, it's probably still
Random
going.
comic strip.
Well, you know,
So I know, if I remember correctly, back in middle school, you used to have a lot of animes. And they might have been your brothers, though. And there were animes that I had never heard of before. Granted, it was middle school. We still had dial-up. It wasn't easy to find an anime on the internet like it is
if
today.
you ever wondered how old they were, that's your first hint.
Shut up!
I mean, if you're talking about my brother's animes, Are you talking about a specific kind of anime?
No, not that kind.
Sir, we already cut out the one thing you asked us before stream. We don't need to talk more about that.
I know we ran across like one or two of their adult animes. But no, there are
Just
other
call it
animes
hentai.
that no. There was one anime in particular where we all hated the main girl. It was
Loki Ragnarok.
yeah, that one. I had never heard of it before. You had like the box set, and when you put it on, you warned us that the main girl was not likable. And boy, was she fucking right.
Yep. And
I had to stop. I couldn't watch it.
that brings back actually a lot, because then I watched Puppet Master Saikon. I love that show.
Puppet.
I think it's Saikon. Puppet Master Saikon? Oh, Sakon.
What the fuck am I looking at? That's not what I was looking up. I was trying to do it and I looked up
I remember
Cyclops
this one.
puppets.
Okay.
I remember this one. Wasn't this the one with the red? There was like a redhead on the cover or something.
Yeah, his little puppet is a redhead.
And that's why I liked it, because it looked like Genshin. I was like, oh,
Puppet
yeah.
is a redhead.
Yes, the puppet is a redhead. And then there's like Detective Conan, and then the other one that's really popular, that's also a detective, this young detective. I know the Chinese is Gamtin yet, but Kendaichi? Kendaichi
Case Files?
I think so. I also really liked those.
Something like that. You also made me watch, or you let me borrow to watch the vampire one.
Is that the one that you ranted about
Vampire
that one time?
Princess Meet You.
Yes. No, and no quiz. That's not the one. The one that
Why
made
are there
me
multiple
rave.
vampire ones that you both watch?
Why does this surprise you?
This second one, the one that I absolutely hated was because everybody died in it. What was that anime?
Fushigi Yugi.
Oh my god, fuck that anime completely. I hated it. You didn't warn me. She didn't warn me. She just gave it to me. She's like, oh yeah, I really like this anime. But I didn't know Qestir well enough then.
You didn't know I loved death.
This was early on in our friendship, and I learned later that I'm like, oh right, Qestir has a
Qestir
fucked up
testing
sense.
you.
Yeah. I was like, how fucked up? It's like, no, I hate this, and she loves it. So anytime that there's an anime where a lot of people die and there's absolutely no romance, I send it Qestir's way, and I'm like, you'd probably like this.
Yep. Wow. I am a no romance, a lot of death kind of girl.
I mean, at that point, just go to like all of the horror related ones. What?
Oh yeah, she does. I do.
What did you just say, Sarah?
Go to war.
Oh
Go to
no,
war.
that's not where I was going. I was thinking more like just, read a bunch of Junji Ito or something. I don't know.
They asked you a question, Qestir.
Have I seen Higurashi? Let me look it up.
That's the really messed up one, isn't it? It got a remake recently. Oh yeah, Akame ga Kill. I had to drop that one, but that's one that Qestir would 100% watch.
Oh, I have not seen this yet. What's this about?
I'm gonna send
it's
this
kind
to
of
you.
like the other. What's that really famous movie where all the kids are trapped in a school and they're killing each other?
Battle
it reminds me
Royale.
of that. Yeah, Battle Royale. There you go.
Ooh, another one that she'd like would be okay. I think it's Wonderland. It's a prison one. Can't remember it too well though. Prison Wonderland.
I love Death Parade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
I also
was
like
the one
that
that you watched, Quiz? Psychopaths?
I did watch Psychopaths. That one, okay. You want to talk about some gross stuff happening? Psychopaths has certain episodes
not
that
watch
had
that.
really bad episodes.
I think I watched either half of or the entire first episode, and I had to stop because it was grossing me out so much.
The first episode isn't even the worst one out of all
That's
of
the
them.
scary part.
Like, I think I watched. I'm trying to remember.
You told me the premise, and I was like, "Oh, this seems like kind of a cool premise."
Because it was
and
a
then
cool
I watched,
premise.
and then I watched it. And I'm like, I'm gonna be sick.
But also,
Oh
it was
no.
like very clearly showing these graphic, violent murders and crimes.
I don't do gore.
Qestir, that's a part of everything. You have to be ready.
No.
You have to be ready when it slaps you in the face with its intestines, you know?
It was like the first one wasn't this like turning someone inside out or something?
I don't think so. Hold on. Now I have to look it up.
Wait, what turned somebody inside out?
Okay, do you guys know what Psychopath is?
I feel like I've heard it before.
Basically, the whole premise of it is in this dystopian future city situation, they turn criminals into workers for the police, and the way that they determine whether or not someone's gonna commit a crime is by their psychopaths. It's basically this like prediction service where you scan people and you see how likely they are to be terrifying or like do a crime essentially. And then the people that have a higher thing, the criminals are supposed to go after them and detain them and everything. But the issue is it gets really crazy. Like a lot. I remember near the end of like the first season or something, the main guy gets his arm cut off in a very brutal way. If there's like a train involved, it was bad. But I watched it all because I thought it was very entertaining and I thought the premise was cool. But apparently Sarah cannot handle that.
I can't handle extreme gore.
Me too.
I'm very easily queasy.
Right, and I forgot their guns are linked to someone's psychopath reading, so they can't shoot their guns or do anything about someone unless it gets above a certain percentage of whether they're going to commit a crime or not. So even if people are like actively trying to kill them, if their psychopath meter is lower, they can't fight back.
Wow, that sucks.
So it was a very interesting idea, but yeah, it was fun. And I remember an anime that me and Sarah were supposed to watch that I don't think we ever watched beyond a couple of episodes was the Regular Magic High School.
Yeah.
Even though I made those characters and everything, it was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool anime. It proceeds to not watch it at all.
I think it's I keep getting like in my because my phone will just give me like random articles. And so I just keep getting these random articles about the Irregular Magic High School. I was like, oh, it's third season done. And I'm like, okay,
yeah.
cool.
But it's, you know, I feel like, okay, I know. What was all of your first anime awakening that got you into anime? Because I feel like mine is a very basic one.
Mine's also basic. I think Sailor Moon technically and Cardcaptor Sakura were at the same time, but because I was so young, I didn't see them as anime. It wasn't until later that I was like, oh, this was an anime. The first anime that I knew was an anime was Inuyasha.
Same with like Sonic X, technically is an anime. Didn't know it was an anime.
I don't count that as an anime.
And it's technically an anime.
It's a furry porn, if anything. Get it
straight.
straight.
The fucking phone.
Get it straight.
Is Sonic X an anime? It's a Japanese animated series.
Yeah, but it was more cartoony.
Okay, whatever.
Less anime.
Still,
the
I
main
count it as
characters
anime.
were not humanoid, okay?
Okay. Well, technically One Piece was, because that's the first anime that I watched that's actually an anime.
Oh, and Pokemon, I guess. Qestir always knew what anime was. She had older brothers.
I don't even think, even if it was bad anime.
If we're not counting Sonic X as an anime, I don't want to count Pokemon as an anime either.
To be fair, I don't even think I watched the Pokemon series until after I like played games of it. Like, obviously, Sarah's brother was way more into Pokemon before me or my sister.
He was very much into it.
And so
he had the cards and everything.
We knew about it through him, but we were never that into it until later on. But yeah, I think
I think one of my favorite things of the Pokemon anime was the Sea Temple movie.
Oh, the with Manaphy?
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
why Manaphy is one of my favorite legendaries.
I
Or
gotta be right
mythicals, I
back
don't
real
know.
quick.
She's
Wow.
going to take a piss. I
Shut
think she doesn't want it to be true. I think the thing is with my anime thing, it was very basic and it wasn't even me fully getting into it. It was, I remember vividly where I was and what was happening.
What was it?
I want to say in like 4th or 5th grade. I was at a sleepover at one of my friend's house from Boy Scouts. And as per usual, I was the last one up and it was beginning to have the sunrise because I could never fall asleep at a stranger's house, or let alone someone's house, even if I did know them. And Disney XD was on in the background and they play some really weird shows late at night. But what happened was near the beginning of the morning, they started playing, I think, Naruto Shippuden. I think that's what it was. It was the later version. And I was like, what is this? Because I didn't understand what was going on. It was dubbed, and it's like, you know, when you watch an episode of something and you're like 5 seasons in and it's an anime of all things, let alone a shonen anime where you're like, what the hell is going on? And it's like trying to jump into Bleach randomly or something. But I remember watching it and thinking, what is this? I don't even understand it. And then it showed the name and I had to,
you?
and I had, who are you? Why are you even here? And I googled it afterwards when I got home and I was like, anime. Ooh.
A whole new world.
And that's when it started downhill. I think I watched the original Naruto first, and then my sister started watching it with me, and then we started watching different ones together, like Fruits Basket or Around High School Host Club. We see, because I was a homosexual, I was more open to watching the quote-unquote girly animes, which is why I'm even more surprised that I never watched like Sailor Moon or anything, because I guess I was just never really exposed to it on any of the stuff that I would have found it.
Instead of Sailor Moon, I watched Wedding Peach, which is like a ripoff of Sailor Moon. I never watched Sailor Moon.
Wedding Peach?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like Princess Peach's wedding outfit. Like, it's Wedding Peach. What a
Wings
oddly
Club was my
specific
Sailor Moon.
I mean, yeah, it's Magical Girl, essentially. It was very similar. But yeah, I think that was the first time that I ever even saw anime stuff.
Dark, we are literally answering that right now.
I think the first one I ever watched was just the original Naruto series. I don't remember if I finished it. I had to have. But it got very complicated. It got very complicated. I do not remember all of the stuff with it. I just remember that Sasuke was edgy. And I didn't like this edgy boy. Unlike Kevin. Because this one grew hands from his back and turned evil. But yeah. Oh, Sarah, do you remember Teen Titans? Oh, okay.
Yes. Still one of my favorite shows. Also something that I rewatch every few years.
The entire thing?
Yes.
Oh, dear God.
I had this entire, like, little, because I was writing fanfic, of course.
Of course.
At the age that I was watching, Teen Titans. And I also really like Young Justice. But I specifically like the first season of Young Justice, and then I could never really get into the second season. So I had this entire little cross-universe theory where... Theory, or headcanon. More of a headcanon where the first season of Young Justice happened, and then it led into Teen Titans. And that's how I based around
very specific.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
but it worked for me.
A lot of things worked for you.
And I still have a character that has her own story, but part of that story is that she's also a Teen Titans character, OC. So.
Were you ever a Total Drama Island girl?
No.
Because I never was either, but so many people talk religiously about that show. Like,
I feel like I feel like that's one of those. I feel like it is a religion, actually. That
It kind
it's one
of
those
is.
things that you just kind of stumble across it, and then suddenly it's like, oh.
Like,
It
I
has your
know
attention.
about some of the characters, not by choice, because of how many times I've seen them, like, just put up, and I don't even know their names. I just know what they look like.
I know fucking nothing about that show.
I think I vaguely remember watching like 2 or 3 episodes because I was like, what is this all about? And this was back when it was like actually still running. And
I'm back.
It was,
Welcome
I
back.
still didn't get it.
Thank you.
Wasn't it meant to emulate stuff
Like
like
a Survivor show, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about total drama?
Yes.
I love total drama.
See, here we go. There's
See,
always
I
one.
saw every season.
There's
It
always
was so
one.
good.
We found the religious fanatic.
We did. We've never seen it.
No,
I've seen
it's
like
not-
3 episodes.
It is so stinking good. There's one season that was like not very good because of, you know, that they brought in like the stupid drama, and I almost dropped it. And then the next season they kind of fixed it, but yeah, it was a really good show. It was a whole like emulate survival show, but like fucked up. And since it's animated, they can get away with it.
Wow. I mean,
But yeah,
I'm
and
pretty-
then
don't they have
the-
one that's still going?
yes, I haven't seen it yet, but they have like new characters and everything. It's originally a Canadian show, and I don't know if it was because
gosh.
it was streamed in America, but the first season has 2 different endings, where 2 different characters win the prize.
It's just like Drag Race.
Yes.
What?
Don't worry. You know what? Maybe if you get to force me to watch something, then I get to force you to watch like a season of Drag Race, because I just think that would be funny.
Who are you talking to?
Both of you.
I haven't forced you to watch anything yet.
Oh, you will.
Someday.
Oh, another
I
thing.
don't think I'd
Okay,
choose total drama though.
there's two shows that I want to know if either of you might know one more than the other. The first one, I think it was on, I swear it was on Cartoon Network. And I remember me and my sister would watch it. It was called 16.
Oh, I love 16.
And it was the kids in the mall. And I'm pretty sure that was a
Yes!
Canadian show too.
Yes, it was.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I hated the fucking ending though. I
I don't think
saw
anyone
every
liked the
single
ending.
episode. It was a stupid ending. They made one of the characters move away, like to Alaska or something. It was really stupid.
The
Oh.
only thing I thought of when you said 16 was the 16 Wishes Disney
No.
movie.
Oh, the Debbie
No, no.
Ryan one?
Yeah.
No.
I remember watching that. Can you believe that one of her wishes was just to like sushi?
Honestly, me.
No, yours would just be like,
I like food. All food. Yes.
Get rid of my ARFID, please.
It'll just be there. Become friends with spiders.
Speaking of Disney movies, I don't know why I remember. Was it Twitches?
I loved Twitches.
Twitches
With
was
Tia and
really good.
Tamara. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
yes.
Didn't they make a second one?
They
Was
did.
it-
Twitches
yeah,
2.
they did.
Twitches 2, but spelled Too.
Gotcha.
I remember all of the Halloween childhood movies. Are you kidding me? Halloween Town, my
Town,
jam.
Halloween Town. Yes.
All of the Halloween Towns. I did
Hocus
not.
Pocus?
I hated the one where she went to high school though.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Was it high school or college? Wasn't there
That
one
was
that she
college.
went to college?
I swear it was high school, but you know what? It could be college. Maybe it's just because everything looked old to me, and I was like, "That's what high school's gonna be like." Spoiler alert: it was not.
No, not at all.
But yeah,
There were
I wa-
no evil boys.
I watched. No, there were. I watched Hocus Pocus with Faye and Shinny a while
Yeah.
back for the first time.
I still haven't seen it.
I
Really?
know, it's surprising.
Did you enjoy? I don't remember if you enjoyed it, cause
I did.
you did.
It was very typical campy Halloween movie that you would expect.
They made a Hocus Pocus 2. Have you seen that one?
No, because I think we said that we were going to watch the first one before watching the newer one.
I heard a lot of mixed reviews for that second one, so I'm a little
Well,
nervous to watch it.
It's a nostalgia trap, right? But to get the people that watched it originally. Okay, but the other show that I was wondering if you knew what it was. My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there is this.
That's a no for Qestir.
Qestir doesn't know any of the shows I'm talking about.
I don't.
It's okay, Qestir. I'll show them all to you. But there's this one episode in My Life as a Teenage Robot where like she has this body double that's trying to replace her, but it's absolutely terrifying.
It's her skin, right? It's like the skin suit. It's
literally the skin of her, and it has like these jagged teeth and scary hollowed out eyes, and it freaked me out so badly I couldn't watch TV for a while.
I remember.
I'm looking this up. Hold on.
Speaking of, you should look it up. It is creepy.
You need to see it moving. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. It like slithers on the ground. I love that. Here's the thing. I loved creepy cartoons though, because Courage the Cowardly Dog was my jam.
See, I watched some of that, but same thing happened where I would see like I say one of because basically every episode there was like an acid trip in it. But I remember seeing one of them where it was like completely out of body experience. What the hell is happening? And I turned off the TV and I thought to myself, I don't know if I want to watch TV anymore because I thought
which episode was it?
It could have been anything.
It really could have been any fucking episode. Qestir, this is a cartoon that I think you would have greatly enjoyed.
Oh, you probably would.
Of what?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, I didn't watch it because I didn't like the art.
But you would have loved the stories. It's all creepy stuff. Like which one are like the most iconic one? The Return the Slab. The
entirety of that show kind of just reminds me of like when they go into that weird cartoon version in Beetlejuice.
I love the cartoon Beetlejuice. That's another one that was one of my favorites.
Like, it's very similar vibes in my mind. But yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, one show that I never watched that everyone else has watched. I never watched a single episode of Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, really?
That was my shit as a kid.
Oh, God.
You
Another
didn't
one.
watch it, Qestir, or you did?
I did not watch Powerpuff or Powder Puff?
Powerpuff.
Although Powderpuff Girls is a different...
The only reason I watched that as a kid was because we would get our shows and movies from the library.
Yeah.
And so
God,
I would have
me here.
I watched
it live on TV.
we didn't have the thing, so we had to. I watched the first movie so many times because we just kept re-renting it. Because I would just go to the library with my dad and I would just be like, that one, and he's like, you've seen it, but I'm like, that one.
You would have liked it, Quiz. It had a lot of like, not scary episodes like Courage the Cowardly Dog, but like serious ones. Well, I don't know if you said you didn't watch it. There's an episode where the three girls create another sister and they name her Bunny, but Bunny is highly, highly unstable. And she explodes at the end.
Isn't that the purple one?
Yeah, it's the old purple one because they made a remake of the Powerpuff Girls, which do not watch the remake. Please, for the love of God, do not watch the remake. Because they have like an older sister who, I don't know if she wears purple or teal, and I think it's teal because I don't think they would do that to to Bunny. Because everybody was really sad about Bunny.
Not to Bunny.
Yeah, no, I'm
Look up Bunny from the Powerpuff Girls. It is heartbreaking.
Yeah, the one, I think the one you're thinking of is Bliss.
Yes, Bliss is the newest one. She's the taller one. She's the first.
She just doesn't match.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Terrifying.
Yeah, from Bliss. Like
Look up Bunny.
It's her hair. No, I know Bunny. I see Bunny and she's familiar. I remember Bunny.
Yeah, I can't tell if you're lying or not. Were the Rowdy Rough Boys a thing?
Yeah, the Rowdy Rough. No, they were a legit thing in the Powerpuff Girls.
They were
the boy version.
There was an episode. You want to know how fucked up? I was a disturbed child.
We know.
But my favorite episodes, that included the Rowdy Rough Boys, were the episodes where they were really beating up the girls.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, is it channeling your old thug boyfriend into this?
Oh my God.
The girls eventually overcame them and beat them up and everything. But
I think
I remember
that was first episode.
I just watched. No, it wasn't their first episode because this was they came back after they got beaten once, but they found a way to circumvent their original
Kissing?
weakness. Yeah,
Kissing.
and they made them stronger
So
afterwards.
wait, they were against each other?
So yeah, so the Rowdy Rough Boys were made by Mojo Jojo, and then
Okay, you just did
Wait. Yes, the sentence is correct.
I feel like you're just saying gibberish to me.
Snips, he made them in jail to break him out of jail in a toilet out of Snips, Snails, and Puppy Dog Tails.
Nice.
Okay.
Mojo Jojo was a monkey with a huge brain.
That has a backstory. He came.
That has a backstory.
He was the monkey of Professor Utonium, which is the dad of
The Powerpuff Girls. But no, originally
Esther,
Mojo
I'm
Jojo
so
made
lost.
them.
Me too. I
Originally,
have no
so
idea.
Mojo Jojo made them in jail in the toilet, and made them specifically to emulate and defeat the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls realized that if they gave the Rowdy Rough Boys kisses, they would grow
They didn't
weak.
realize they went to the sexiest character in
Him.
the show.
They
No,
looked at him.
no, they didn't go to him. They went to Miss Bella.
Oh right. Sorry, him is the sexiest character.
I love that you went that him is the sexiest character, and you're valid for that. But it's Miss Bella.
Did you say Miss or Mister?
Miss.
It's Miss Bella.
But
She's a curvaceous redheaded secretary, but she's like the brains of the mayor.
and
Curvaceous. Nice.
so
Don't say nice.
they realized that okay, kisses make them weak, and then afterwards,
Kisses don't make them weak. Kisses made them explode and die.
I don't remember that part. But
They exploded and died.
Okay.
either way, him, the weird crab person,
That you call
Ended up-
sexy, yes.
yes, very sexy, would smash.
You would smash a log.
But they recreated the Rowdy Rough Boys, revived them, if you will, and then turned that weakness into a strength, so that every time
They get a
got
boner
kissed-
instead.
No, they grew bigger.
They get a boner.
And the way that they had to defeat, so there was an entire episode of them just completely destroying the Powerpuff Girls. Like, it was kind of bad, all things considered. And the way that they, the way that they had to defeat them next is they had to humiliate them in some way.
Small penis.
Yes. And they grew smaller
Yeah.
until they were tiny and crying on the floor.
Yep.
And that's the feminist movement we need.
They actually had a character who was a villain, like a feminist villain, but she like went over feminization, like in the worst. She went toxic, pretty much. I forgot what her villain name was, but it was that episode was ridiculous.
Female villain.
What I'm hearing is that in order to defeat
Femme
the Rowdy Rough
fatale.
Boys,
Femme fatale.
Medusa.
they just needed
I
gay
love
guys.
Sedusa.
Because I think that would have worked.
Him was definitely. It was definitely.
Yeah, but from what I
The
remember,
fact that-
wasn't him also kind of somewhere in the like androgynous?
Yes.
In the
That was
sense
the whole
of
point
like
of
choice of
means though
like
that I
tutu crab claws, like spiky heels, from what I remember.
Yeah, Chitty, Sedusa was like it
What?
was Medusa pretty much, but she didn't have snakes for hair. Her hair was just like
Penises.
she could control her hair. No, they were not like penis.
It's Sedusa. I don't know.
And that was her name, Sedusa, and she was sexy as hell. She was another sexy character. Do you remember the episode in the Powerpuff Girls where like
there were a lot
There
of
was-
sexy. Honestly,
there was a lot.
There was a lot.
Just a lot. There was an episode where the girls were racing and they went back in time.
I thought you
No,
were
not
gonna
back in
say
time. They went
racist.
no,
I was like,
yeah, they were
wait,
no, not
what?
racist. Racing.
They really did explore all kinds of things in that show.
I'm pretty sure they covered racism at some point. I just
well, I'm sure.
can't remember the episode. But they went forward in time and they went into like the town that they're from is called Townsville.
It is, yes.
Original.
And
I love it.
And they're called
Original.
townspeople, yep.
Yep. And they
Townspeople of Townsville.
went forward in time, and like apparently they had, because they went forward in time and went missing for a long time. Him,
I
much
remember
destroyed
this.
everything, and everybody looked like a gosh dang zombie. They were terrifying.
I remember.
It was a terrifying episode.
I
Fuzzy
remember that
Lumpkins
episode.
was not sexy. Correction.
I also remember the one where, oh, it was the tough love episode where they had to beat everyone up because they
think
were
you
being
just like
mind controlled or
violence.
something. I had the episodes of them on my MP3 player.
Oh
So
god.
I would just watch them on this tiny little screen.
Do you remember what was it? Was it like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
I love that show.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one that Kester might actually like too.
She probably wouldn't like the art style though.
The Grim Adventures of
I
who?
feel like the art style of that
Billy and
one's
Mandy.
less offensive than Courage the Cowardly Dog.
You don't want to see some of the fan fictions I've written. You don't know half the violence.
I've never written a fanfic, but I would never show my list of favorited fanfics ever.
We already
Why
know
not?
them.
Right?
Because no, absolutely not. I can't
How-
do it.
How bad could it be?
It's very bad.
If I know Kester's secrets, I want to know yours.
I accidentally gave. I didn't know if it was a secret.
I
It's
wanna
been so long.
see.
Absolutely not.
That's
I've known you your whole life.
that's
know.
not true. Actually.
I mean, she's known me
More than
like,
half.
yeah. I mean, she's known me. Oh God.
Like
I'm not allowed to.
70%.
I'm not. Yeah, like 70, maybe more, like 80% of my
75
life.
Let me
years.
do the actual math.
Do the actual math.
What were you asking, Quiz?
Grim
met in
Adventures of
6th
Billy and
grade, I
Mandy.
Oh, right.
Oh,
What was
know
that?
that what it was.
2004,
Yes.
2003?
different question. Were
Yes.
you? I don't remember you ever having
I
a
don't
major
know.
phase that I could see at least. But were you a Steven Universe person?
Oh, fuck yeah, I was.
I was too, Sarah. I was too.
Are you kidding? I watched Steven Universe. I was hyped about the movie. I watched Steven Universe Future. I didn't get into it until later, but
I never got into it.
I was a Steven Universe girly. I was a Gravity Falls girly. I was
Ooh, I
an
loved
Infinity
Gravity Falls.
Train girly.
I didn't watch all of Infinity Train, but
I watched the
watched a
first
lot
two
of it.
seasons and then I kind of fell off of it.
yeah, same. I heard it got a lot better later on, though, like a lot more serious. So I have to sit down and watch it eventually.
Supposedly. Oh, okay. I have a question. A different question.
Okay.
Do you remember? I think it was on. Was it on Cartoon Network? I think it was on Cartoon Network. There was this show called Mad, and it was
Oh, I think I know what you're
disgusting
talking
looking.
about. Oh, I know exactly. It's the same thing that was a part of the that stupid magazine.
Yes. Yes.
I hated that. There is something about that. I see his face and it fills me with rage.
Because I remember I would never watch it, but if I were to go past
DC's
it,
comic thing?
I would see it and it was the same reaction I had to like Codename Kids Next Door, where it looked so wrong, I wanted to kill it.
It's so awful.
But also, I'm pretty sure the entirety of that show was just based around fart jokes. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
and then I also very vividly remember, was it like The Adventures of Flapjack or something?
I remember
Oh
that.
yeah,
I
That was a
recently
weird
saw-
show.
With
Oh,
Captain Knuckles. I remember.
Yes.
It was, but that one, from the little bits that I had seen of it, that one did actually have terrifying scenes in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
it did.
it would get grotesquely realistic.
Yeah.
Randomly. It
The
was very
amazing-
similar to Courage that way.
The Amazing World of Gumball was also really good. I didn't want to give it a shot at first, and then when I actually sat down and watched it, it's a fucking hilarious show.
It's because it's so random. It's every
it
single
is,
episode
but-
makes no sense.
It is, but also like they love to touch upon real world issues like very funnily, and like very easy to grasp what they're making fun of. Like they've made fun of capitalism, they've made fun like of addiction. Oh my god, there's this whole scene with this fucking balloon.
I know
where-
exactly what you're talking about because I've seen this scene.
Yes. So there's a balloon character, right? And like the great thing about this show is like the mix of art style. Like it goes from 3D to hand drawn to realistic to blah blah blah.
Oh.
This balloon is a normal looking balloon, and it has a face and a mouth, and it's talking to these group of children at the table, and it's fitting an eggplant, I think, inside of it, and it's like pounding down on it and talking to children about like eating your vegetables and how it's good to eat your vegetables, and it's straining eating this eggplant until it's inside of it.
I love that
And
this
then-
is the conversation that the Minecraft music comes on to.
right? Right? And then one of the children's are like, how did you eat that when you were talking the whole time? And it gives like this weird look and it cuts away. I'm like, please, this show, what is this?
You know, I think a lot of the times I'll watch like out of context compilations of like that show or some other ones,
Yeah.
because
It has a
like I
lot.
said, every single episode will have an out of context clip to it,
Mm-hmm.
because even in the episode it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I really, really enjoyed Gumball though. Like I'm glad I gave it the shot
Oh
that
my-
it deserved.
You know what I was when I was a child? I was a Scooby-Doo girly. I
Oh.
love
Wait,
the
I
old
wait,
ones.
not-
I love
okay.
the slightly newer ones. I don't like the new ones though.
I was gonna say which Scooby-Doo, because I was the new
You were
Adventures
shit?
of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I was a little shit.
I remember I did not like the one with Scrappy. We're not talking about that one. I'm talking about like the original ones, but then I also think how new was Mystery Incorporated? I feel like that was new.
That that one's new, but that one's actually like really good.
I think that one did it decently because the style seemed more refined, but it still kept a lot of the original stuff. But I did like the old one too.
Yeah, the one where they didn't really have pupil like eyes. It was like dots.
No, it was dots, and it was also, if you were to pause it on any frame, you would find the most ridiculous looking faces because they were drawn so weird.
You know what I'm surprised you guys haven't talked about?
What?
Avatar and like Sesame Street.
Those are two very different
different spectrums.
I know, but I was just
Qestir acts like we
thinking,
watch them side by side with each other.
wouldn't you?
Either we're very
Equatable.
philosophical babies or we're into some really interesting child shows.
Right? I guess
Arthur,
I guess going back in
We've watched a
time.
little bit of
Yes.
Clifford.
Yes.
Arthur,
Clifford.
Clifford, I remember
Remembering everything
Recess.
from-
Oh, I
back
loved
then.
Recess.
Recess was a big
Recess!
childhood one.
Backyardigans.
Oh,
Backyardigans.
Backyardigans.
Einstein, the little Einsteins.
I'm gonna say one that maybe
Little
not everybody knows.
Einsteins.
Oh, little Einstein. Between the Lions.
No, I know
I feel
that
like
one.
I know that.
No,
Yeah,
it's a
I think-
PBS one. I think Shitty might know that
Oh,
one.
there's a lot of PBS. Reading Rainbow. Are you kidding me?
Reading Rainbow.
Oh, Reading
Yes.
Rainbow. Mr. Rogers.
Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Bill Nye the
I never saw
Science
Mr.
Guy.
Which one's
Well,
the
that
one?
was
Dragon
just public
Tales.
school.
Dragon Tales.
Dragon
Oh,
Tales.
that was my favorite.
Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales.
No,
If we don't remember the words, we're just.
I know the words. I just don't want to sing it.
Fetch with Rough Ruffman.
Oh my
I
gosh,
love that
yes!
show.
That one, oh, that is a childhood memory, a lost core memory.
What was the one where they were like in cyber? Is it cyberspace?
Cyberspace, yeah, with
Love that
motherboard.
Yes. Oh,
That
Zaboomafoo.
one. Zaboomafoo.
Oh, and the Kraft Brothers.
Yes.
I always thought it was Crap Brothers when I was younger.
Stop. Word Girl.
Word-
That
I
was a
did
Word
not
Girl.
like Word Girl as much.
Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues.
Yes, Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues, the classic.
Oh my
Jenny
god.
Anderson.
What about the I hated the show, but I remember it, Caillou.
I apparently loved that show, even though looking back at it now, Caillou's a little dick. Like, he's an awful little
Caillou was
kid.
not our generation, was it? I feel like
No,
that's
Caillou was
generation.
after. Yeah, that was after us.
It was probably mine.
You want to know what, Quiz?
What?
You. It's funny that you loved Caillou because as a kid, you kind of looked like Caillou.
I wasn't bald.
No, but you just you looked and acted like him.
Are you saying I just had a bulbous head?
Kind of.
And moving on, Curious George was also a good one.
Aqua.
Oh, Sagwa, I remember that one.
Sagwa.
Siamese cat.
Yeah, that's the only way I remember how to say thank you. At the end, they want to say shit.
Oh, I remember this cat.
Just the cat.
Oh, Wishbone. Wishbone was really good, Shitty.
I don't know Wishbone, but then that reminds me of Air Bud.
Wishbone was wasn't he like a detective or something, Shitty?
This dog looks haunted.
What?
Who, from Wishbone?
Yes.
I mean, his face kind of scares me, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why does he look like that?
He's
staring into my soul.
He talks about like literature. You would have liked it, Qestir. He the whole show was the dog putting certain scenarios that real world's going on with literature.
He's shooting
Why
a
does
bow
he
and
look
arrow.
like this?
Why?
This looks like a creepypasta.
It does.
Wishbone kind of scares me.
Shooting the bow and arrow.
I remember I wanted so badly to be on Rough Men. I thought I would do so well.
I thought I would do really well in it too.
Meanwhile, if it like actually cut to me doing it, I would be like trying to crawl through that little hole to get out of the place, and I would just fall over. The amount of things you had to do in that show was so ridiculous.
I thought there was it was so good.
By the way, Qestir did the math. She's known me 83% of my life.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 83 years.
83 years.
Makes sense, makes sense. Oh God, why is his paws like that?
Power Rangers.
Leave the dog alone. Oh, I was
never
Power
I was
Rangers?
never into Power Rangers.
Nor was I.
I was.
Silence.
Good for you.
It was, wait, which Power Rangers were you into?
Yeah, there are a lot of different versions.
The ones
that's
that
not
were
right.
the ones
That's
that
how
were on
into it you
TV during my years.
Your years.
Warrior.
My years, which are like the late 90s to early 2000s.
Here's the thing. If I were to get into Power Rangers when I was younger, I knew I would have either wanted to be one or to fuck one.
Oh.
I don't.
It would have been one or the other.
I wanted to be one.
I feel
Which
like
one?
I would have.
Didn't matter any.
Wow.
I just wanted a cool suit.
Well, you can just buy a suit now.
It's true.
What's stopping you?
Nothing's stopping you, Qestir.
Get a skin-tight latex Power Ranger suit and a helmet.
It
think
wouldn't look good on me.
I didn't
wouldn't
watch
be
any of them, but my aunt liked to pick up like movies for me, and I believe she gave me one of them, and I believe it was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember.
I think the Mighty Morphin ones were the ones that were on when I was a child. Like, that was the main one I remember.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm like looking it out to
then Digimon happened and they turned into Digimon and I wanted to turn into a Digimon.
I loved Digimon. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Listen, if Pokemon didn't make sense to me, Digimon made less sense to me.
I was never into Digimon.
I was into the first
either.
3 seasons of Digimon, and then I dropped it. And then I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going
Just
on
dropped
over
it on
there.
the floor.
Yes.
Drop it like it's hot.
You know what I was a big fan of as a kid? Dora.
Dora,
Oh,
Dora,
Dora.
Dora, the Explorer.
If I looked
So
like
it was after
Caillou,
my
you
time.
looked like Dora.
That's fair. That's entirely fucking fair.
You even
I
had a
did.
sock monkey
I did! And then
that you
his name is
called
Boots.
Boots.
Because I love Dora, so I named him Boots.
Oh my
Aw.
gosh.
That's adorable. That was after my time, but I had to watch it because my niece, it was during my niece's times. and they didn't like watching shows
My
alone.
niece's times.
Well, my niece's childhood, so they would like force you to sit down and watch Dora with them.
You know, Dora taught me jack shit about Spanish.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
Grandma's
The show-
house.
What?
That's a notorious Spanish phrase.
Grandma's house.
Grandma's house.
There was a show that I watched that I wanted to be this character so bad, and it was Daria.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Yeah.
You wanted to be her?
I wanted to be Daria. I wanted to have the intelligence of Daria, and I wanted to have the sarcastic.
I didn't find her intelligent as much as I just found her annoying.
I loved her so much, but I think it was because I was part of that grunge era.
Who's Daria?
You were part of something.
The show is called Daria.
Think the most unenthusiastic, annoyed person. Not me.
not me.
Oh, you told
And
me
that's
about the
Daria.
show before.
Yeah, I think you would find her annoying, but I think you'd like the show a little bit just because of how truthful it is about the world. Because she's a very pessimistic main character.
I see.
It was a very
And
dry
that's what I loved.
humor version of it.
Yeah, very, very dry humor.
But it also, I say it's old. It's relatively old compared to like me and Sarah, but I still did see like reruns of it when I was a child.
I never saw
loved
any
it.
of it.
Oh, were you a Thundercats girl, Sarah?
You know, no, I wasn't.
That's surprising.
I know vaguely of it, but I don't know anything actively about it. Oh God, it's like He-Man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
old.
Oh, wow. Shinny, I remember Aeon Flux
Wait.
all of a sudden. Like, I
hold on.
forgot all about it
Hold
until
on,
I
hold
saw
on.
the
I gotta look that up.
picture.
Hold on.
We also haven't brought up Simpsons.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, The Simpsons. That was a childhood show.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me.
Not for me either.
I mean, I wasn't there when the season like first started, but it was something that I watched a lot of when I was little.
Same.
You know what? It wasn't when I was little, but I don't like thinking back on it. I'm looking at my sister and judging her a little bit on why she allowed
Why is your
my
sister in the room
nieces
with
to
you?
watch Family Guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like the mind frame of, oh, it's a cartoon, so it's for kids that just took over. But like looking back, I'm like, wow, this is highly inappropriate for my nieces to watch.
Yeah.
You just realized that?
No, I've realized it's a long time ago, but just like why?
I feel that way about like all of those shows, like Family Guy, was it American Dad, and then
Yeah,
even
American Dad,
Simpsons
South
to some
Park.
extent. Definitely South Park. Are you kidding me?
Except I loved South Park when I was in middle school.
Yeah, it makes sense because you
It was-
also wanted to be Daria. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. All those were interesting.
You know, like because of Aeon Flux, it kind of came into mind because it's like such a like on the side animation. This wasn't during my childhood, thankfully. This was high school years. But there was a cartoon called Stripperella.
I'm sorry.
On what?
And I found it on wherever they were streaming South Park. And it was like late at night on I think on a Friday or Saturday. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's called Stripperella. And
It sure is.
Yeah, it sure is. If you look it up,
Fuck?
it is an adult cartoon, but it's not like a hentai or anything like that. They couldn't go that far. And it was made
By Stan Lee.
By Stan Lee. I was gonna say it was by
Oh,
Stan Lee.
my
And
God.
she's like a legit like quote
It's literally
unquote
called
superhero.
Stan Lee's Stripperella.
Yeah.
And this was the
Wow.
other time that Faye realized who she wanted to be like.
No.
She went from Daria to Stripperella real quick.
Nope.
Why hasn't this been made into a live
Are
action?
you kidding me? I feel like you would love to be with and or stepped on by a Stripperella.
Yes.
100%.
100. I would love to either be her or be stepped on by
Ooh,
her.
I
Either
don't
way.
love that this cover for the first season says uncensored. I don't know what that means.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And the first episode is called Beauty and the Obese. We love it.
Oh
Wow.
no!
Oh boy.
Yeah. It only had one season, I think, which makes perfect sense. But it does have its own comic book, I think.
Evil Dr. Caesarean injects models with instant fattening implants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what? The third? Everybody loves Pushy.
Yes.
Pushy galores home.
What I'm hearing is we need to have a night where we watch the show together.
You only lick twice.
I feel like we need to watch this together.
I'm glad I introduced it.
They asked what about Warrior
Eruption
Princess Xena?
Junction.
Warrior
Loved
Princess.
Warrior Princess Xena. I loved that show. They were
What?
The two main girls were definitely lesbians. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay then.
She do be old. Oh, wait, okay, I have something. Kester, you might know this, you might not know this. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I know Sarah probably will remember it, and Faye probably will remember it too. Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes.
Not
Actually,
really.
You don't?
We watched a
Conjunction
few
Junction,
things in
what's your
school.
function?
Yeah, we watched a few of them, but it
I'm
was
just
not.
a bill?
Yes.
Those two are the only two that I really know, though.
Are
So I
you
have-
kidding me?
I have
Yes.
a little story about this. So I was in chorus and drama in, I want to say this was middle school. And we had a little musical, and it was Schoolhouse Rock, and I did indeed get the Conjunction Junction sign.
The classic. How would you make a musical out of that, though? You just, like, immediately go to a separate song? Like, do you set the scene? What's going on?
I don't. I honestly, it was such a long time ago. I don't fucking remember what we did.
Schoolhouse Rock musical. Hold on. Schoolhouse Rock Live.
That one's the one that we did.
Oh boy. Is there a plot?
Hold on, I'm getting it.
Hercules was nice too. Oh, the one that did a crossover with Princess.
What
I
was
didn't
the
watch
one?
Hercules.
What was the show where it was the girl who was like she had a ship, and the ship's like data was on a disc that she wore as like an earring or something.
I have no clue what you're talking
Wait,
about.
there was a girl.
Xenon?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Wait, Xenon wasn't Xenon.
It was a girl who she was like
Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
First
yes,
century?
her.
Yeah. Oh,
I know that
that's
show.
I also know that it's a movie. I know that movie. And it was the one where the song "Zoom Zoom Zoom" make my heart go boom boom. That
dear
supernova
God.
girl.
Oh, dear
That's where
God.
that came from. That's where that came from.
God, you know, if this musical was done again today, people would be so mad about it.
Do you guys remember the Disney movie Smart House?
Yes.
Yes.
That
I-
terrified
Oh,
me.
wait, yes, I do.
That was
I
so freaky though.
It was.
I wanted a house like that. I don't know
To
what you're
keep
talking
you
about.
Too.
hostage?
Yes.
No.
I never leave the house
We
anyways.
would never leave the house.
Oh my gosh.
I don't need to. Like, the house would give me everything I need. Do I want a milkshake? There it is. Do I want a there it is. She gives me everything I need. I don't need to leave.
Yeah, but
And
it
the
was
where-
still terrifying.
Where are they getting it from?
Don't worry about it. That's not
Right.
the point.
Pouche.
The point is that the house has it, and the house cleans itself, which is amazing. Yeah, I wanted a house like that. I was like, can that house actually exist, and can I please get it?
That's terrifying though.
Did you ever see Meet the Robinsons?
Yes.
Yes, love that movie.
So good.
Wait, oh hold on. The
Oh yeah, the
the
Tarzan
3D
and Aladdin
animated
shows.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, but the villain for that was kind of terrifying.
Meet the guy in the bowler hat
Yes.
or the bowler hat?
Both.
The answer is yes.
I don't like old men nor bowler hats. And I think both of them
Shimmy-
combined was just terrifying.
Shinny brought up the Disney shows, the Tarzan, Aladdin, and I brought up the Little Mermaid. But did any of you watch those shows?
No.
I didn't watch the
watched
show.
all
I
of
didn't
them.
watch those shows, but I did watch the Tangled animated series.
That one was really good.
It's really good.
I knew of
But-
the Little Mermaid one, and I think the Aladdin one, but I never watched them.
Yeah,
What, like
so-
Lion King, Mulan.
Lion King had Timon and Pumbaa. We're talking about
Pocahontas.
shows and not the
Oh.
movies.
Oh.
The Little Mermaid had an episode that always stuck with me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's like the first time I've actually seen it as an animated thing, because I was very, very young. But there's an episode in the Little Mermaid show where she meets this girl and an octopus, and the girl has to talk through sign language, and the octopus also signs for her. And it was just, I don't know, it was very impactful because it was the first time I've ever seen something like that animated.
That's fair.
Also, there's another thing in the Aladdin show, which it was a scene where, and if you look
porn?
it up,
Is this animal porn?
no, if you look it up, yes. If you look it up, yes, it is a fetish of some people. So something happened in the show where Jasmine starts turning into this giant snake, and it starts like really slowly, and like eventually, like she turns into like the half human, half snake people.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
Yep, you definitely, yeah, if you look it up, you'll see it. It's there. But it was a good episode because Aladdin, she was trying to get Aladdin to like leave her, and he turns into a snake with her, and because he does that, like something, the curse that Jasmine was under breaks or something. It was really, really
Oh, I
sweet.
thought you were just gonna say they both make love as
Why
snakes.
is-
Yeah, the Nagas.
I
Not
don't know
that
if
damn
this-
episode. Yes, Shitty, that episode.
I don't know if it's edited or not, but there's a picture on Google about Aladdin as a snake eating an eggplant.
I hope
Oh,
that's
goodness.
edited.
That's
I hope that is edited for our own sake.
It is. It didn't happen.
Okay,
Oh.
just
Only in
it
the
does say
fanfiction.
from DeviantArt, so I'm assuming it was.
Yeah.
But I was like, I honestly don't know.
Is it an
Yeah.
actual eggplant or is the eggplant covering something?
No, it's an literal. I sent it in the chat. It's the literal eggplant.
I don't. Why is this? What even is this?
It's him as a snake.
I wouldn't say he looks like a snake.
Well, no, you didn't see it zoomed out.
I don't want to see it zoomed out.
Well,
Anyways. Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. We should
Wait,
see some
no,
of the
no,
openings
it
for these
isn't.
shows.
wait, hold on. I don't think it is edited. Because there's this also. He is holding an eggplant.
Okay.
No, I don't think in the show he actually holds an egg. I don't want to believe it. My memory might have wiped it, but I don't want to believe it.
Okay.
that's wildly inappropriate.
We mentioned Kim Possible already.
I mentioned Shigo.
Yeah, Kim Possible was a good show. I did watch, and I think I watched every episode at some point.
Do they end up together?
Yes,
Ron and Kim? Yeah.
Kim.
Oh,
Ron and Kim end up
If
together.
they didn't,
and
that would have
Shigo
been the
and-
biggest annoyance
yeah.
for everyone.
Oh yeah. And then Proud Family was also one of my favorite shows. I thought it was a very well done show, but damn, sometimes
What?
they get it so wrong. So I watched it's not a remake, it's a continuation,
Yeah.
I guess. And there was an episode that upset so many people.
Mhm.
And it was an episode where Penny got home late. She didn't sneak out or anything. She was just had a bedtime and she was supposed to go home.
But
And when she tried to open the door was locked. And her parents out the window, her mom basically said, "Oh, if you want to stay out late, then you can't come into the house." And the dad wanted to let her in, but the mom would not allow him to let her in. So everybody was like, that it's not a good thing to show to
Kill the
kids that
mom.
it's okay. basically saying like she is an abusive mother for not letting her child into her house. First, because she's, I think, 14 or 15 at the time. And they were mentioning like, oh, you're making her sleep outside, which is abuse. You, even if she's late, like there's other punishments to get. Basically, it upset a bunch of people, and like it upset a lot of people more because it's a Black family. So it's like the stereotyping of parents being that harsh. So a lot of people were saying how like this isn't okay, and like putting real world situations involved in this, like parents who do this, like she's a young girl that you're leaving out at night, and if she has to go, like her dad tells her to go to her sugar mama's house, her grandmother's house, and everybody's like, so you're telling this 14-15-year-old girl to go walking in the dark by herself, like how is this okay? So that episode got a lot of hatred.
Of what show?
The Proud Family. She was 16, so it doesn't matter. She's
You only know
underage.
that happened because it probably happened to you. You probably stayed out late because a bunch of people were fighting over you.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just not a good mind frame to have. And to the whole episode, they made Penny apologize, and I don't think Trudy gave any apologies, and that's the main problem. That they showed that the parents were in the right to do this, and a lot of people were like, "No, this is abuse. That is not okay." Was this the newer
one, or was this the original one?
Newer one. This is the newer one.
That's more surprising to me, because I feel like that could easily, I could see that being in the older one, because like Hide said, I feel like that's something that genuinely happened.
Yes, no, and I'm sure it still does. It's just that because it's shown to kids, and by the end of the episode, Trudy still doesn't feel bad for the decision she made, and was actually shown to be in the right because like Penny learned her lesson, quote unquote. A lot of people were upset about it.
Wow.
Like it shouldn't have been only Penny apologizing. But yeah, it brought up a lot of shit, and that show, like shows nowadays try to be politically correct, so a lot of people were like, "Wow, how did this get through?"
Wow.
Not to completely bring it back to the Aladdin thing.
Oh no.
Oh god.
But I have done some digging.
Oh god.
They did have to eat fruit to turn back into human, and the fruit does look like eggplants.
Oh god. I knew that they had
There you
to
go.
eat fruit. I just didn't remember they looked like eggplants. Okay.
So
Okay.
Aladdin
Thanks a lot.
canonically eats eggplants to become a human again.
So that is not a yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I found it. I even found the episode
know.
just to confirm.
No fruit. Yeah. It's a good episode, to be fair. Like the show itself, really good, and it's a good episode. It's just it awoke a lot of things in a lot of people.
Oh goodness.
And on
I
that
did
note,
completely zone out
No.
for the entire serious conversation you were having about the Proud Family, unfortunately.
No, it's
But-
okay.
on the note of Aladdin eating an eggplant, we're gonna call it here. We're cutting it out right where we started when Kester talked to us.
Oh my gosh, it keeps going circle.
And yeah, all I'm hearing from this entire conversation is that we eventually need to watch Stripperella together.
It has to be a thing.
And
Everybody get together, watch Stripperella.
We should all get together. It'll be a fun night.
He said no, like, cause they talk more.
Okay, Kester, the floor is yours.
No, don't do that to me.
No, go on.
Do you have
He-
anything else
didn't
you
want
would like
cereal.
us to have?
No.
No,
You sure?
please.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't do this to me.
Wow, you're making
Aw.
Kester cry, Sarah. I thought
I'm
this was a
asking
safe
the hard
space.
and
It's okay, Hide. You'll see more of Kester soon. Right,
That feels like a
Kester?
threat.
Right, Kester?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We're
Kester?
holding her at gunpoint like you right, Kester.
Hey, that was Kester. Kester was the one that said that she would be more free to do stuff this
In
upcoming
the
month.
month of July.
This
Yeah.
upcoming month.
I
So-
expect a lot more streams from you, Kester.
That you're gonna have to be on them too.
Wait, what?
It's a joint task.
I think by myself though.
Not often.
Often enough.
Also, your 5 a.m. Final Fantasy stream does not count, so.
How did that not count? First of all, it
Because
definitely counts.
no one's supposed to be up at that time. I got up at that time because the notification literally woke me from a nap that I was having, and I was like, "What the fuck is she
You
doing?"
know, most people don't. Also, most people don't nap at that time. They're usually asleep.
Sleep at that time,
I
like
had
Mikey
stuff
was
going
asleep.
on. You don't know about me. I got stuff going on. Anyways.
You just.
Anyways. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a fun time, especially when Qestir throws curveballs at us. And you guys will be able to see more of Qestir this upcoming month. We're at Qestir, and yeah. And this time I'm actually going to try and stream on Wednesday and try and have it work out. And hopefully Faye's not streaming a Final Fantasy stream at the same time.
I will not be streaming Final Fantasy anymore. I'm in very spoilery territory, so
But
I
if Qestir streams a Final Fantasy stream, that's completely okay.
What?
Aw.
This is bullshit.
One of them gets a pass, the other one doesn't. And Sarah doesn't know what
like
Final
this.
Fantasy is.
What? I know what it is.
Okay, goodbye everybody. Thanks
Have a
for
good night.
watching.
Bye.
Okay, calm down.